This show was made possible with the continued support of WOW Partners. Make your revenue wow with WOW Partners. Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of APCW Perspectives. Even though it feels like we just did one of these videos like 7 days ago. But hey, if there's anything Ferris Bueller taught us, it's that this industry moves pretty fast. And if you don't stop to watch one of these videos every now and then, you could miss out. Well, he taught us that, and to wrap a hot towel around our heads when we're sick. But as much as I would love to have J. Todd's day off, that's just not gonna happen, at least not until Christmas. And these days, the news is so crazy, we really can't afford to miss a show. So, let's get into this week's stupidity as we head to Spain, where online gambling grew by more than 20% last year, which you would think that would be a good thing. But in this age of overregulation, it's actually not. You see, Spain's Ministry of Social Rights, Consumption, and 2030 Agenda just published a report showing the rise in activity, with regulators losing their minds and blaming the growth of the industry on welcome bonuses. Oh my gosh, say it isn't so. You see, those bonuses had been banned under Spanish law, that is, up until April of last year, when their Supreme Court struck down the parts of the law forbidding their use. So now, the Minister of Social Rights is proposing an amendment to bring back the welcome bonus ban. You heard that. Your Minister for Social Rights wants to ban the welcome bonuses. I guess everyone gets social rights except for people playing online. But why? Why did they decide to ban the welcome bonuses once again? Was there a rise in problem gambling? No. Were there complaints from players about the bonuses being too restrictive and confusing? No. So there must have been objections from operators about players and bonus abuse. No. In fact, the only reason I could find in that article for reinstituting the ban on welcome bonuses was the growth of the industry itself. And I have to say that after 25 years in this business, I thought I'd seen it all, but apparently I was wrong. But the craziness doesn't end in Spain, because down in Brazil, they are now considering charging sports betting operators retroactive taxes. Yes, any operator that was active in the Brazilian market before it was regulated could be targeted. So there are approximately 135 operators now in the crosshairs of the Brazilians, with estimates that a retroactive tax could collect over $2 billion. And that's a lot of incentive to push forward with this sort of authoritarianism. However, isms in general, in my opinion, are not good. A person should not believe in an ism, they should believe in themselves. At least, that's according to the walrus. Goo goo gajoo. You know, in the second half of our program, I sometimes lead off by introducing a new APCW sponsor, and then I segue to a new APCW interview. This week, however, I'm feeling a bit frisky, so let's mix things up and introduce the new interview first. Yeah, I guess all the craziness of this industry is rubbing off on me. In London, I was able to catch up with Esteban, Senior Affiliate Manager at TonyBet, to discuss their brands, their payment methods, and commitment to their webmaster partners, at which time he took the mic, literally, and just took off like a jet airplane. Honestly, it was one of the easiest interviews of my career. Esteban just grabbed that mic and ran with it. Well, I mean, not literally. He didn't like take my mic and run from the facility. I didn't have to chase after him, grab it, and bring the microphone back. No, he stood there and he just spoke. But he is such a fountain of knowledge, it just flowed right out of him. It's worth a watch, and you can find that video on the APCW website and our YouTube channel, as well as in the forums at GPWA. And as far as new APCW members go, I am thrilled, I say, to welcome the Bet and You partners who represent the Bet and You Sportsbook, as well as the Casino and You online casino. They have no activity quota and no admin fee with up to 50% rev share. CPA and hybrid deals are also available. Check out their review page on the APCW website, or visit them directly at betandyou.partners. That's one word, betandyou.partners. Lastly, we've been telling UK regulators for years and years that increasing fees, raising taxes, and burdening players and operators with overregulation would send those players offshore into the waiting arms of the black market and destroy the British online gambling industry. But they were too smart and educated to listen to some schmuck with a video on YouTube. Even after this headline, the powers that be in Britain stayed the course, saying that the black market was no danger to our business. Other voices are now joining us in sounding the alarm as regulators sail directly at that iceberg. Even webmasters in the GPWA forums, upon hearing of the proposed tax increase on operators in our business, said that this could lead to higher admin fees, directly affecting their commissions, or even the loss of CPA deals altogether. And now, this. Shares of gambling companies in the UK have fallen by £4 billion just on the rumor, just on the threat that a tax hike will occur. Well, how many retirement accounts have been affected by that? How many 401ks hurt? How many families have been affected by just the threat, just the news that this might happen? It's a rhetorical question. The answer is the politicians don't give a damn. They don't care. Politicians are narcissistic by nature. They're self-absorbed. All they want is to get reelected and stay in their cushy jobs where they can feel important and pretend they actually make a difference. It's like my old friend Tommy Smothers used to say, politics basically comes from two root words. Poly, meaning many, and ticks, meaning blood-sucking parasites. Yeah. So that's a wrap on another show. I want to thank you all for watching. All the webmasters and affiliate managers, all the sportos and motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebs, and dickheads. You all think I'm a righteous dude. And I'll come back next week and we'll do it all again, God willing. You're still here? It's over. Go home.